All right, we're going to get started here. Make sure everybody can hear me. Good afternoon, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and get to the main screen. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the things that I'm seeing. First, we're going to go down the list here on the ES futures /ES. And for anybody that does not trade futures, here at Trendy Trading, I use the blueprint itself to trade not only the SPY. So check this out, write this down really quick. For every 10 points in the ES, you're basically looking at $1 in the SPY. Very simple once you get the strategy down. Trading the SPY. And also, I trade the SPX off of this blueprint as well. All right, and I trade the MES. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I kind of show you a couple things. If you've been following me through the mornings, then you could catch on a little bit here. You know that I like when we're trending, I use what's called the Trendy PMZ right here. And once price goes over the PMZ, I'm looking to get long into my targets. Let's go ahead and take a quicker in-depth look here. Once price moved here, this is where in the chat room itself, I went ahead and said go long. All right, and this is my risk under here. Typically on the MES, I'm putting 10 points of stop behind that position or 5 points, just depending on how extended we might be. All right, as you can see, when price moved up quickly, probably some buyers here, came down, but we wait for candles to close. It did not close under the PMZ. All is well, and then we start to break out. First, we get into our first target at 36.15, and then to the trendy edge. What do you notice here? Very important to understand. What do you notice? It kind of stalls, right? We pivot. When you have good levels in the market, folks, you pivot at that level. And when you pivot there, you create a formation of candles, okay? And when you create those formations, those are areas that were at the pivot where price likes to come back into, and then you can find buyers there in a trending market. Notice that we pivot at the trendy edge. Notice that we hit the next target that I had from this morning. I have not changed these. The only thing I changed is the red and the green, and I'll go over that here in a second. All right, but the levels themselves have not changed. So we go up here, we hit my target, we come back down to the pivot, buyers step in, and we move. This is really fantastic when you have a trending market. Believe it or not, trends like this where we gap up, hold about 40% of that gap, and continue to stair step our way are very, very small probabilities, believe it or not. It doesn't happen very often, but when you do get it, you need to be able to identify and take advantage of it. All right, so here we are. So what do we do from here? Well, as far as the day is concerned, for the rest of the day, as long as this trendy edge can hold at 36.26 and a quarter, then I would expect price to come up, retest this level here at 36.33. If we take out this pivot, look for a possible move in at 36.48. All right. All right. Let's look at the bigger picture so I can show you what I did. I'm going to go to the 4 hour. I changed just the box color. Okay. Not the actual levels. Nothing's changed here. So I brought the green box up. It used to be down here. I brought it up a little bit. So we can find mid support here at or around the line in the sand at 35.89 by 35.74. If something were to happen, I'd expect buyers to jump in here is what I'm trying to tell you. Okay. And then to the upside, I still expect resistance here, but if we could start building value above this pivot point, we still have not got there, folks. We still have not got there. We need 36.37 basically. Then we make that next pivot. The probabilities suggest they are higher probabilities that we're actually going to move into the top range of 36.48 and possibly an ATH high. Above that, I have some extension targets. You can see that 3712, 3747, and so forth. Okay. Now, other than that, for now, it's still a sideways market, believe it or not. All right. And again, buyers down here, resistance up here. All right. Very straightforward. Now, let's go ahead and look over some names that I wanted to cover. And let's go ahead and start with BAC. What an absolutely freaking huge move off a small name, almost 5% today. This was a banger of a trade. I mean, seriously, 4 pennies is what we pay for these contracts yesterday. They're currently going for 38 cents. Do the math. It's a huge gainer. Congratulations. Push right into target. This was the trendy target, 28.40 to 28.90. Let's see what we get by the end of the day. All right. And this was, let's talk about why I took this trade, right? Lower on the curve, breaking out of this formation. We got above the trendy edge. As long as this held for support, I'm looking for these targets up here. Very straightforward. All right. Now let's go ahead and go over Dollar Tree. All right, so they had some earnings today, right? Fantastic. So this is a smaller time frame picture. I want to show you the week, and I want to show you how this steps into the trending methodology. This is a longer time frame trendy edge here. When price holds over this, I'm buying a lot further out swing trades, okay? So what I notice is these levels held very well. We had a really good earnings, it looks like. We pushed up very nicely. Well, guess what? Anybody guess? Somebody here in the room? Where's my target? Before we even before we even show it, where do you think I feel the price is going? Into the YE, exactly. Right up here around 116. Notice though, we do have a little bit of resistance right in this area, so we're going to take the wick. Okay, check this out. Write this down. I'm teaching you something right now. See this big down pressure candle? See this wick up here? Let's identify that wick. Boom, right here. And let's go right here. It's like a cylinder, folks. The cylinder, right? Goes up and down, pushes down, and right here we would expect a little bit of resistance. This would be a target. Target 109.82. If it can hold 109.82, I'm looking for 113 and into 116. I myself picked up some 4 December 115 calls. They were super cheap at 55 cents. All right. And so this gives me a little bit of room to relax. It gives me a little bit of time, and I'm looking for this up here. Okay. Biggest thing here on this gap candle, if it can hold about 25%, I stay into that position. 25% of the length of this candle. All right. Let's go ahead and move down here. Let's take a look at HD. Same thing. I took some HD. This is a weekly trade. Okay. And I'm looking for a possible move into 280. All right. Now this is setting up. It's not moving as much as it usually does, but it's okay. It's underneath the EMA on the weekly. If we can get above that, I'd expect price to move potentially into this green arrow. You could see the price right there. That's why I bought the 280s. Currently up a little bit. I've already trimmed both those positions I've talked about. This one's up about 20% right now. All right. So that's HD. Far as risk goes, we're talking 3 days. So if you take this, everyone's seen this before. We have a curve, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That is your premium when you buy an option on Monday, and it goes down every single day, and especially right around Thursday. All right. So I have to be careful. I don't want to be sitting here staring at a weekly. I understand what it means, but I don't want to stay in the trade for too long. So maybe perhaps a 2H candle. Look at the beauty of this on the 2 hour. We're above the 9 EMA. We're above the decelerator. Nothing in our way, all the way up into a magnet around 279 to 280. There is some resistance when it comes to wicks at or around this 276 area and right here at the 278. I probably wouldn't be holding out on a weekly option to get all the way here, but at least looking to trim and or sell somewhere between these lines here. If for some reason we get a gap up, I would expect a gap up into my targets tomorrow. That is HD. Okay, let's go ahead and look at PayPal. This also was a nice, very nice trade. You just had to be patient, right? You got to have the right levels. So this morning, you could see here, nice push up. I must have drew this box for everybody. I'd have to go back and look at the morning call, but it came right down into this level. It pushed up. We're above the accelerator. We made it to my first target at 206. All right, 206. We made it. And by the way, I need to sell some more COTY, C-O-T-Y here. We're up about 150%, guys. So if you want, you can look to be trimming right there. Trying to see what's going on. Okay, I see it hasn't quite went up yet. I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to trim for another for about 10 or 15 cents up from here. But anyways, all right, let's press on. So we hit 206. This is a trendy target. Guess what? We come into the target. This is why my traders know we trim or close at my targets. They're the real deal. All right, and you can see we pull back. This is where we want to trim. We want this to hold right in here around 202.20. If it can hold and get back over, we have a really high probability of hitting that target at 212. PayPal. All right, let's go ahead and move down here. I closed team for a very small loss. I just closed that. That was a spread that I put on for 215 by 220. I just closed it. I got enough on, got enough winners, but it did go positive there for a bit. And the reason why I traded it, for anybody that was wondering, is as soon as we go over the trendy edge, I'm looking for that breakout. And you can see we got that very quickly when I bought it. And it's still holding relatively. It looks good. It's above the 2-hour 9 EMA. And if it gets back up here, tomorrow could gap up. Potentially, I'll take this trade into the end of the week as well for a nice quick move. All right, so that's team. Let's go over Tesla. All right. Tesla put on some long dated calls here and it continues to move. It's at 546. Already closed my 540 by 545s. And then I went ahead and bought some time on a swing. Now, this is probably going to blow your mind. It's really out there, but I bought an 800 call for 18 December. That's right, 800 call for 18 December. Why? Because it was cheap. The delta's low. It gives me the ability to hold on. And if this thing the gamma increases, we get some sort of news catalyst come out in the next couple of weeks. These things could fly. So I put them on for 325. They came up quite a bit. They come back down. I'm looking for, if this continues the trend that I'm looking at, then I would say somewhere between the next 3 to 8 hours, we could get a move into 555 by 570. Okay. As long as, just like this morning, as long as the candles are closing above the 538.13 level that I put on here for you yesterday. All right. Yep, that's what I bought. It's in the alerts there, Mike. All right. All right, so TTD also traded this. Very nice trade. This morning we talked about buying calls after we closed the equity. I didn't get around to that because I was trimming so many of these winners, right? Seriously, there's a ton of winners. So I came in this morning. I'm embarrassed to say it. I had 20 positions on. Okay. But man, so many winners. It was great. I typically like to sit around 5 to 7 trades or 5 to 7 positions. And I've been in quite a few spread trades as well and also some equity. But you can see we pushed up right into target, 854. That target was resistance. We came back down. We're holding the neutral, holding above the 2H 9 EMA. There is an inside candle here. There is a higher. We're kind of tilting here, 60, 40, 60% chance this could move back down to 843, 40% chance we could move back up into the 854 area. Okay. All right, let's go over here to CO. Well, no, we won't go over to that one. Don't really need to, really. Oh, we can. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and look at it. COTY. Also in this, I've trimmed several times. What I'm looking for is at 791. We almost got up there. We are starting to go inside and possibly up here. Price needs to get above 755 and we could start moving. I'm really surprised. I thought this would attract a little bit more buyers here and we would push up into the 8 range really quickly. But unfortunately, it still made us money. Currently at 150% is what it's showing. So it's all good. All right. And let's go over to, anything. What do you guys want to see? You let me know. We'll go over those. I took SE. It was a flat trade for me. I actually made a couple bucks on it, but it quickly moved for us. I trimmed out $1 and then I stopped myself out, made a little bit of money, but really at the end of the day, it was just a flat trade. I got some TWLO butterfly on. Okay. And so far, this one's down. All right, it's down 10 bucks today, so that's probably not going to work out. It could not get above the accelerator, could not get above the trendy edge. That's just how it is. All right, and that's especially why I like spreads and butterflies is when you're feeling that FOMO and you got the levels, right? You know that this is resistance, right? But hey, I'm human, so I want to buy to the upside, right? I want to buy to the upside on this. The thing looks good, and it still looks fine. Okay, hasn't taken out this low yet. So I bought a butterfly, and you never know. Anything can happen. All right. Nope, we could definitely go over SQ as well. We had a very good trade in that. Boom. I mean, seriously, Mike, you've been here for how long? A month, maybe? Right? Are you a believer yet that the levels work? I mean, seriously, I can't make this stuff up, guys. All right. I give you this trade plan before it happens. You will see this over and over. It pushes up right into target, pulls back, and here we are. All right. So we took the trade out of here. All right. We knew our targets before anybody else did. John, how'd you get these targets? I have no idea how you got these targets, man. Right? You look up here, there's no candles over here. There's nothing going on. How can we be so accurate with these targets? It's easy. We'll teach you. It's about finding the right ranges, using the right tools, and I can teach you how to set up blueprints and make these trades on your own. That's what it's all about. All right, so this is, I mean, so far as Square goes, Mike, you know, it's underneath the 90 EMA now on a 4 hour. It's Tuesday. We have a holiday coming up. This thing's dead to me right now until, honestly, until it can get back above that 208 and that's it. If it were to come all the way back to this neutral area or this pink line, this is probably where I'd be interested in buying. Right now, it's in basically a flat level, just needs to stay there. All right. Something's really working for us. P&L's moving up very nicely. We also had some OKE who had some OKE. I mean, we had everything that's moving, folks. Everything. This was turned on by one of my members who said, John, this thing's gonna do really good, man. It's a play off of natural gas. It's getting colder. Natural gas goes up in the winter. What do you think, John? And I came over to it, I took a look, and I said, well, it's above the trendy edge. Look at it come back and test it. Look at it move. It breaks above. The next trendy edge, it's off. We've already hit our targets here, almost to our next target at 38.45. And let's see, make sure I have not closed this position out. I have not. We still have some. Our entry was 33.81, folks. 33.81, and we're on our way to 38.45. Sweet baby raise. All right, let's go ahead and look at BA. I gave this trade in the room yesterday. Said if this, then that. If this holds, look for it to hit up here. It did, and you can see inside print on the 4 hour. I'd leave it alone for right now. It looks better above 220 and it needs to hold 217.75. Okay. Let's see. How about a BA call debit spread? What date is that? Sorry. 13/18? Wait. Yeah. All right. Next target's here. We need to go to a higher time frame, folks. Let's go over here to the weekly. All right. All right. So this is the weekly here. Okay. Came up into our target. Let me get this thing out of the way. It doesn't look good when I go to a higher time frame. You know. All right. So next target over this 227, 232. Look, the bigger move. Let's draw this out for you really quick. The bigger move. It starts with this range. Okay. And so what we're doing is we're building this U shape or cup shape, and then I would expect it to pull back and then push into the gap fill, which is right here. Okay. Give you that cup and handle look. Build out here for a bit, and then we're going right up here to 324. If I was a swing trader, which I really am, and I wanted to buy time on BA, Personally, I'm looking at 300 by 325. Look at the weekly ATR, gives you an idea. It's a long dated trade. All right. It is a little extended at the moment. Could go inside for a couple weeks. So just understand that. All right. So let's go over some of the FANG names just really quick. All right. So I talked about specifically when the market pulled back this morning. I threw three charts on right in front of you, right? And I did Apple. Okay. So let's do that. Apple. I did Amazon, and then I did Netflix. You guys remember that? Hasn't been too long. Okay. And I said, it looks like a flush low is coming just to kind of throw everybody for a loop. All right. Let's just go over here to like a 2 hour. And that's exactly what happened, baby. A flush low. And how would you know that's coming? You have to have levels. All right. I can't tell you. This is how you coach a team. People are thinking, hey man, this thing's going to drop to the, blah, blah, blah. I pulled up all three charts right when the market was pulling back. I showed everyone right here. I said, I bet a flush flow is coming right there. That's exactly where I said it. Exactly. And they flushed them out. They pushed it up. Notice Apple up $1.34. It's finally above this 2H9 EMA. Holds 114.46. Look for it to move all the way back up into 117.28. That's it. That's all you need to know. 114.46 holds on the day. 117.28 is target. That's my risk down here below. Amazon, the Bezos level I gave you 2 weeks ago, has held all through this entire time. 3110 holds. 3159 is our target. Netflix. This is a little bit different. We got an ME up here, okay? So I need to pull up let me go ahead and load our style really quick. Public view. Okay, there we are. Okay, we're holding the lower end of the weekly curve. I don't personally like Netflix until it gets over this pink line. All right, so that's me. All right, that's all three charts right there. All money, just being patient. Patience pays, folks. And what I mean by patient is during those first 15 to 30 minutes when the algos are taking out in the morning and they start pulling things back, I asked you specifically to look at your charts, look at the gap ups could hold 40%, and if they could, we would continue to move. Okay? Those were for the charts that actually pushed up. All right? Let's go ahead and go over GOOS. This is a long-term trade that I put into the room. This was based off a monthly chart. That's right. I can't make this stuff up. This is an absolutely beautiful chart. This is what we talk about when it comes to swing trades, talking 6 months to a year, 3 months at a minimum, right? I'm looking at it inside and up here. It reclaimed the trendy edge. The plan was to go long over 35.69. We're at 38. Right here is my target, 41.64. And the bigger trend right here, the golden Fibonacci, 618, 49.62. That's the thing that I'm really looking for. Is that around 49, 49.62? That's the bigger target. All right. Mid, we're looking for 41.64. This is where most traders are happy, right? They're like, okay, I'm happy. This is where you turn on the TV or something. If you watch the news and they report something sweet, and you're like, oh man, I had goose last week. It's up another $8. You know, it's a nice trade. AAL. A lot of these trades, folks, I'm gonna look. Here's another secret. A lot of these things that have high range to the upside, go to the monthly chart. All right, try to relax a little bit. Don't expect profits right away. Start to learn how to be patient and look at the same setups, but use a higher time frame, right? So like AAL, look at this, right? What's it about to do? Can somebody tell me? What's the biggest thing going on right here? Somebody tell me. I'm not going to move on until someone tells me. My thinkorswim is out of memory. There's too much going on here. I'm on a monthly. I am on a monthly, folks. Yep. The 9 EMA, baby. Right? Look at it. This thing has got some crazy range to it. All right. I don't want to FOMO anyone. Disclaimer. This completely could be wrong. But the 9 EMA, man. All right. So when I think about that, I think, okay, it probably breaks out a little bit more. They say some more stuff about COVID or whatever, but to bring you back to that TSA checkpoint numbers or whatever it is, it's over 1 million now, right? Showing a little bit of, hey, maybe people are traveling, maybe. All right. So we're over that 9. We got some range up here all the way to the trendy edge around 25. This thing moves at a rate of about $5 a month, so it's pretty slow, right? So how much time do I want to buy on something like this? Personally, anytime you see this topping wicks up here, that's going to be your range, right? So right here, it's going to be some range. I'd expect some consolidation and then a breakout into this area. All right. So for right now, I'm shooting for 20 to 22, long term, 25. There's nothing in my way up here. Nothing. Okay. Nothing but noise. And so when you say if this or that, right? If this, then that, you create a line, whichever you feel is the best line that you can make up. And if it can hold this, I can see this. Time is the variable. If you buy next week's 25s, you're probably surely to be wrong. Start using probabilities in your favor. And that's where ATRs come into use, right? We got the trend down, we got the line down, we got the EMA down. Do we know where our targets are? Do we know what makes sense? And if you could put that all together, guess what? You got yourself a trade plan. All right? TJ said AAL 21. You know, it's up to you, man. So, TJ, what is your time frame? Right? This is the one variable that a lot of traders don't really get. It's about you. We provide a plan. What are you looking for? Are you looking for results tomorrow morning when you wake up? Are you looking for results 6 months from now? Believe me, I'm going to teach you how to find all the different time frames, put them together, and then you can have this beautiful blueprint that makes sense for TJ, not for me, not for anybody else. But the blueprint, no matter what, is the blueprint. And time is so essential because time can destroy you in this market. So many people come into trading with the wrong mindset. They want to make money right away. And there are cycles where we don't make money right away. I mean, you still can, but the majority of traders can't. All right. So if I wanted 21 just for a hypothetical, that's quite some distance away, right? That's like about $5, $6. This moves about $5 or $6 in a month. The only thing that I can say is this monthly candle looks pretty sweet. It's above the 9. We still have some days left in this month. Okay, right down here. Count the days: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days until this closes. Now, this is what I mean by time as a variable. Let's just draw something to be, pretty fun. Here's one line. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's just put one right here. The 6 lines. This could represent the next 6 days. Okay, this candle could move all the way here. I don't know. This candle could move all the way down to here. But you have to have a level. All right. So in this case, if I were looking at this level, then I'd simply come over here and say, look, if 1398 can hold, this candle is strong as hell. All right. Right there. Let's go ahead and just identify that level right there. Let's take these off because these are old levels for me. All right, don't need these. Just like that. If this can hold, I'm looking for 1509. If 1509 can hold, I'm looking for 16. Okay, let's do this. Let's take this range right here into the pivot low right there. Look at that. It just happens to be the 50. How'd you do that, John? It all makes sense when I start teaching you how to find the right ranges and so forth. And I could tell you that your 21 target is an absolute stunner target for trendy trading. It is the 88.7. It's amazing. Yeah, I sure am recording, Jeff. So that 88.7 is spot on. I love it. It's going to have to be something that you figure out for time frame because we don't know if a catalyst is going to get dropped. We could jump into this position today and they say that, airlines are going on strike. I mean, I don't know. Okay? But what I'm going to tell you is that target's amazing. And if 1394 can hold, we can make our way to 21. But have a plan. Where do you want to be stopped out at? Maybe your stop's a little underneath this level. Your target. I like 21. There's nothing wrong with 21. Now take that 21 and pay attention to ATR. Start to understand formations. Maybe this goes inside next week. Maybe it goes inside for 2 weeks, and then maybe we get a move. So that's 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then maybe we get three soldiers. Different things can happen. All I'm telling you though, when you're looking at a monthly chart, you want a higher time frame with your option selection, buying somewhere between 3 to 6 months. Okay, that's me on a monthly chart, 3 to 6 months. Okay, and usually with these, they're pretty inexpensive anyways. And when you buy this is the thing, right? When you buy something like this, you have to change the way you think in your mind. It's not about tomorrow. This is a savings. You have the option. If you wake up every day and you're looking for AAL to be at 21, you're going to be disappointed. If you wake up every day and go, hey man, it hasn't broke below my level, I'm happy, then you're going to be a happy trader. Give it time to work for you. All right. Now let's give you the same scenario just really quick. Let me go to a smaller time frame. Okay. Here's 1 hour. All right. I'll tell you right now, as long as price can stay over my 9 EMA right here at around 1430, I'm a buyer into 1509. See how I just went from a whole different mindset? I'm using the same methodology. I'm being mechanical. I'm using my levels, but on a smaller time frame. Okay. Monthlies are amazing if you're into the longer term trade. Okay. Got plenty of those in here. We do those in our long term channel, and um, you know. All right. So that's AAL. And let me just check my positions just really quick. Dollar Tree's at 40%, guys. Not bad. Oh, and I also jumped into some CCL, and I've already trimmed twice. And these were, they're sort of intraday trades. I bought it when it was like up about $1.40 or something like that, and it went to 2, and then I trimmed. But anyways, I'm looking for 21 here. All right. Let me go ahead and see if there's anything I missed that I really want to go over. So JETS, I have 206 days on that. Um, we are in the 25 calls by 27s. If we pull back any more, I'm going to get rid of the short side and keep the long side. That's a spread that I'm talking about. Intel, nice, 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 nice. We added, we trimmed. We went down a little bit. We added. These are 52 days out. Now my cost basis is 124. Price is at 1.9. So congratulations on that as well. Again, I have 52 days out and I have the 47 calls. Okay. And this is what we got, baby, right here. All right. Can somebody tell me what's our first step right here? If I wanted to do a blueprint right here, okay, I want to do a blueprint. So Omer says, "Hey, Trendy, NC could be a good review on your higher time frame edges and longer time frame." All right, so let's just do that just really quick so you can see what he's talking about. He really likes the education portion of this, and I know a lot of you traders do as well, because really that's what it's about. I always made this funny analogy. I'll bring it up. You know, most rooms that you're going to go to, you're going to feel like a fishing bowl, right? And I love saying this because this is how I felt when I first went into a room. It's like a bunch of traders sitting in a room. You got this guy that's in charge that has all these secret levels, and they don't want to tell anybody, and they spew their P&L and all that fun stuff, and it's just to entice people to come in. And when you get in there, they don't really teach you anything, right? They're just kind of using things off of YouTube and so forth. They don't really have anything that speaks to you, right? Well, here we have trendy edges and we have a methodology that's built all around it. So price comes down into the higher time frame here. Notice it comes back and retests, folks. This is where we bought. Okay, we bought when everybody else was scared. Did we not? You all know that. We bought this when everybody else was selling, and we bought it because we're at the trendy edge. Price pulled back into that edge. It gave me the conviction to add into the trade. Price pushed up, okay? And you can see now the 9 EMA overall, folks, is the resistance. And it happens to be confluent with the target, Omer. I don't know if you noticed that. So if you take this EMA and you look across here, it's confluent between the 47 and 48. Again, we're sitting on the 47 calls for 50 days out. So from here, you could see right in here, this is where I'd expect price to make a cup, and then I would expect a pullback. And then later on, time is the variable. We have 50 plus days. I'd expect a big breakout, okay, up towards around 51. So we're going to hold on. I'm going to hold on to the rest of this, looking for these positions up here to the upside, okay? So very nice trade. Congratulations. And again, time is a variable. A lot of people are going to make their money and they're going to get out, right? And they're not going to hold on all the way for those last targets. Some people just can't, right? And it's okay. I can't sometimes. It's like, man, it's like BAC this morning. You know, somebody made 700% on it. I made 350. Yeah, and some of you guys probably hold my trades because you know I get out too fast sometimes. It's okay. And again, there's volume, right? Everyone's different. Everybody has different volume. So what I mean by that is it's important here at Trendy Trading. We teach percentage. You're not going to see me going out there, and I encourage if my traders want to go out there and show how much money they made, that's on them, right? There's nothing wrong with it, but I'm not going to run an educational service based on money. That's stupid because I may have more money than you, and if I go out there and say, "Hey, look at me, I made 50 grand today," and you got $1,000 account, most likely the probabilities of you making 50 grand are 0 to 1%. So that's not what we're trying to teach. We teach percentage. So if I'm knocking out 30, 50, 100% trades day after day, you talk about compound, you talk about probabilities, you talk about trades that give you that edge. That's what I'm going to give you. So if I made 300%, you can then take your number that you usually trade with and you can say, hey, man, I usually trade with $3,000. That would give me X, return. Hey, I only trade with 200 bucks. Okay, what's 300% look like on your 200? That's what it should be about. Okay, not the dream of hitting 10x trades every day. All right, probabilities are slim. Even if you do it a couple times a week, how many are behind that? How many did you not make 10x on? How many times did you have to add 5 times to make it a 10x trade? Right? It's all about growth. All right. So that's what we want to teach. I want to teach you how to come up with a blueprint. And believe me, folks, the blueprint is all you need. If you could start to put together a blueprint and make this beautiful chart and understand when you take that trade and when to get out of the trade, the rest is yours. You control your trade, you control your destiny, you can get what you want. I'm going to help you build that. You're going to figure out how you want to live inside there. RKT shot, let's go ahead and take a look. I think you guys said there was some unusual stuff going on. Yeah, man, look at this thing. We really thought this thing was going to break out a long time ago, especially with the housing market, the marketing that they do. Just looked really, really good, you know. Man, so many good trades that worked out for us. Man, Sage is still going, right? I'm still in Sage. Another one that everybody was scared to buy, you know. Snow looks like it's trying to come back too, folks. Okay. Yeah, that's right. We did really, really good on that several weeks ago. Um, this is old information up here. But we had some targets up here at 312, 319, 333. A lot of stuff up there. So, man, that Spotify trade yesterday was pretty nice too. Man, so many winners, right? So many options. So many options. We had a member reach out to me yesterday and said, "John, amazing, man. Just so many options." And it's funny because when I work hard, he's working hard, right? I'm not just sitting up here clicking buttons. I'm thinking, I'm looking at levels, I'm looking at targets, I'm looking at options, looking at equity, so many different things to do. And he's like, man, you put me to work. So look at it, but pay attention to the snow. It's looking really good over this level right here. So if we just kind of make a trend line, you can see that it doesn't have to be perfect, about right there. I want them all to touch. So all these candles are touching that line. Notice it comes back there, test, pushes up nicely. It's working its way up into probably 300 here. And let's look here, snap. Yeah, so snap, these were the levels right here. And notice I can't make this up. It hit my target and it came down. This is why I wouldn't be in it, right? Because it hit our target. So this is where we trim our close, right? And it couldn't hold that gain, pulled all the way back. Bigger picture, it's hands off for right now. I wouldn't even be interested unless it gets back above 45.50. Okay, 45.50. Let's go back to this SPOT, man. Wow. Absolutely stunner move right here from our entry yesterday. If it breaks out from here, again, still looking for 285. All right. So, anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Giving you a little bit of free content out there. If you enjoy it, retweet it, like it, um, and check us out at TrendyTrading.co. And for my members, I hope all of you are doing very, very well. I know that